What's up, YouTube? Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube here with a special breaking news announcement. PWCC suspended from eBay.com for shill bidding. You heard that right. PWCC, the trading card giant holding many of very expensive cards, whether it be Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, or sports cards. Officially today, as of, what is the day today? August 17th. eBay has announced that PWCC has been restricted or, quote, suspended. It will no longer be able to use eBay as a selling, resource or interface on eBay due to shill bidding. And we look at the message from eBay, and I'm going to read this word for word. As one of the world's largest marketplaces, eBay has policies in place to protect our buyers and sellers. eBay was founded in trust. We work every day to ensure a fair and positive experience for the entire eBay community. Okay. Recently, it was determined that individuals associated with the trading card seller PWCC have engaged in, quote, shill bidding, which is prohibited on eBay. As a result, eBay's restricted PWCC selling privileges and listings effective today. eBay's policies and standards were designed to ensure a trusted marketplace where a community can transact with confidence. If we determine that a buyer or seller is not acting in good faith, eBay takes it seriously and takes action. Our customer service team will work directly with anyone who has a question about a recent PWCC transaction. I think that right there is interesting. So if someone were to ask eBay about a very expensive PWCC transaction, eBay apparently is going to try and do something about it. And this came out of the blue because, first of all, let's look at PWCC. They are generating a lot of views on eBay.com. PWCC is generating a lot of interest in the trading card community. But at the same time, a lot of folks were a little concerned. PWCC's high selling prices, a lot of folks said, was this shilled. And for those who don't know what shill bidding is, it's essentially having somebody else bid on one's auction. So let's say, for example, I had a DDS 10 Blue Eyes White Dragon, threw it to PWCC, and then said either myself or someone else had someone else kind of bid it up. That's essentially what shill bidding is, and obviously that is very, very much frowned upon, and absolutely terrible for the industry and a terrible moral, decision you can make. Now, what's interesting about PWCC is the fact that every auction on PWCC is always private. So when you go to the bid history on PWCC, you can see how many people bid on a certain card and what the bids were that were less than the main winning bid, but you do not know how many feedback the buyers or even the bidders had on a PWCC auction. And I think that's one of the biggest things that causes a lot of skepticism in PWCC and in private listings in general. When I look at private listings, I get a little skeeved out because I said, what's to stop me from looking at the bid history and seeing those zero feedback sellers that you see with a lot of those shilled auctions? You can't even see how many feedback they have because it's a private auction. Now, most auctions are not private. Most auctions are public, meaning if some people bid on an auction, their feedback score will be under the bidder list. When you click the history or the bid history of an item, you can see how many bids are placed, what the bids were that were under the final amount, and how many feedbacks the buyers there had. So with that information, if you see, for example, a bunch of zero feedback bidders, you used to be able to see the history of that, of how many bids were placed from a certain category or to a certain category or to a certain seller from that bidder. I don't know if that still is in place, but right now you at least could see if, for example, there's a zero feedback buyer or bidder, you might say, that's a little suspect. That's a little sus. We need an emergency meeting, as they say in Among Us. So with that information, the fact that you can't even see how many feedbacks bidders have, you don't know. Who's to say that someone doesn't have 4, 5, 6 different accounts, friends with a bunch of accounts, just hyping and bidding up an auction? That is the one biggest problem when it comes to private listings and the main sort of oh, how would you describe this? Just deviousness. I don't even know if that's a word, but just a lot of questionable activity when it comes to private auctions, and it allows this kind of stuff to happen. So why PWCC continued to do private auctions, I don't know. In addition to that, PWCC had a PWCC vault where people can go and store their cards. Any sales can go into their vault, and they can go buy cards as well on PWC, supposedly, with the funds. Or even, supposedly, if you sell something on PWCC, have a check sent to you. I don't know. Again, I've never really sent anything to PWCC or a cosigner. I don't know the exact details, but from what I understand, let's say I had a Blue Eyes. I went ahead and shipped it over to PWCC to be either listed at their vault with a buy it now price or an auction, and they do all the work supposedly. Also, keep in mind, PWCC is able to get a lot lower fees. The fees are much less than a normal eBay listing would take. So eBay would take between, I'd say, 10, 15, up to even 20%, depending on the category. PWCC, much, much less. They do all the scanning, the photos, description, the work, and they had the following. And I note that as had the following. Now, they're suspended, they're restricted. eBay, a lot of folks say, well, eBay took this because they said PWCC opened its own auction place or marketplace, rumored that that's supposed to be growing. So maybe eBay said, well, here's new competition. They're going off of our site. They made it big from our auction site. Let's get rid of them. That's what some people have said. eBay was pissed that PWCC was making a killing for their own brand name from the eBay platform. Also, eBay supposedly says PWCC had people involved shilling, and that did not include other people from friends of card owners. That could have included PWCC staff. PWCC refutes this entire statement. And if we go to what PWCC says, they said, we're shocked to hear this. There was no real notice given to PWCC about this. PWCC goes to great lengths to ensure that its employees follow eBay's rules, and PWCC employees do not have access to eBay's bidding records or information. Very interesting. It's considering all legal options in response to eBay's defamatory press release and its bad faith action to restrict PWCC's privileges on eBay. So they're kind of using the defaming kind of, I guess, countersuit almost, it seems. It's turning almost to what looks to be a legal action battle. It says all available legal options. It says PWCC is proud of the work it's done over the years to improve eBay's own processes. World premier site for eBay's platform for trading cards. And it still pretty much talks about the future. What's going to happen here? I'm very interested to see. This is a lot of tea to sip on here today. A lot of drama going on. A lot of people who had their cards at PWCC. I said, look, are they going to ship it back to you if it was at the vault? They said no, because PWCC seems to be fighting this. I'm also looking at someone like Probstein on eBay. They do a lot of co-signing. Is this going to happen to Probstein as well to kind of boot them off? So eBay actually has the majority of the share, the market share when it comes to this stuff. eBay also will collect all of those fees. eBay rumored could be looking into a vault, kind of like what PWCC had, where you ship them the cards, you never look at it, you give them a price, and they do the rest. I don't know how true that is. Does eBay want to take out the middleman and just do it themselves? Possible. What do you guys think about this? Big news. Again, Probstein, I think, right now is shaking in his boots on eBay. Other cosign services, very, very concerned, probably. I don't know if these things are true, but I'm sure, I would say 99.9%, some of those auctions had been shilled from friends, relatives, anybody related to the sellers of or the owners of the original cards. Because, let's be honest, no one's able to stop that kind of nonsense. There's no tracker that says this is a friend, family member of this card owner. Just, it's too much time. You can't be investigating that stuff. You never really know. And it's just a terrible, terrible thing for the industry. And again, sometimes that's why you see those skyrocketing prices on PWCC and Probstein and other co-signers. That's where sometimes you see a price on those where you say it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, obviously that someone had that shilled or bid up. Do I think it was a PWCC employee or someone in the staff or someone involved in the company? It's hard to believe, but you never know. You never know. That PWCC also has had a bad history. You can go ahead and Google that. PWCC's history of shady practices. Not good there either. Same goes for Probstein. Supposedly they've had some bad things. Again, I can't comment either way. I don't know the inside information, but people have said some things for what it's worth. What do you guys think about this? How is this going to affect the industry? Does eBay want to just take out the middleman? Was this a targeted attack from eBay to PWCC? Does eBay have a point here? Does PWCC have a point here? Oof, really tough to say. The fact that supposedly they did restrict the account overnight at any moment, to me, was kind of in bad practice. It should have been long discussed and warned beforehand, in my opinion. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens, but right now there's a lot of drama going on. Till next time, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube, signing out.